So today I thought I'd take you through how I am actually using Duolingo to learn German. As you can see, I'm quite near the end of the course at Unit 176 out of 220. And this is the beginning of a new topic. So it's family, talking about your relatives, ask about family relationships and all that kind of thing. So the reason I've chosen to do it on this unit is because the family sections aren't terribly useful to me because they go on all about these relatives that I don't actually have. So I'm never likely to actually have to talk about them, even though recognizing the words for them is obviously useful. In front of me, I have a piece of paper where I'm going to write down vocabulary I don't know or that is not part of my active vocabulary. I also have Google Translate open on my laptop in case I have to look up anything because what's on Duolingo isn't clear enough. I also have some sheets of paper where I have notes of all the different endings, for example, or the different tenses. And I'm going to try to go through the whole of this Unit 176 and possibly 177. I will cut out any bits where there's great big bits of nothing happening. So let's get started.
War die Ex-Frau deines Vaters Veganerin?
Okay, so I'm writing down Veganer because that word is actually useful to me.
Wann hast du mit deinem Cousin telefoniert?
Okay, so I'm going to write down telefonieren, but that's because it says here mit, so I'm just going to put that as a highlight to telephone someone.
Ist der Stiefbruder deines Vaters auch Veganer? Der Stiefbruder deines Vaters Veganer. Ist der Stiefbruder deines Vaters auch Veganer?
Okay, I'm going to write down stepbrother because though I don't have a stepbrother, I'm going to need that word later, and it isn't something that's going to come to me naturally.
Der Ex-Freund meines Bruders hat Jura studiert.
And this is a new word here, so I'm going to look up. Okay, so it doesn't give me an article, which is annoying, unless it doesn't need one in this instance, possibly.
Die Firma meines Onkels ist jetzt nichts wert. Wert.
Die neue Freundin deines Bruders studiert Jura, oder?
Die neue Freundin deines Bruders studiert Jura, oder?
Wir haben 2 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen.
Okay, so we...
Miteinander.
I am finding these explain my answers quite useful, but they don't always tell me what I want to know. I'm not saying that's the case here.
Ich habe vorgestern mit deinem Schwager telefoniert. Schwager.
I don't have one of those either. Ich habe vorgestern mit deinem Schwager telefoniert.
Wir wollten nur 10 Minuten lang miteinander plaudern.
Plaudern ist to chat.
Plaudern.
Wir wollten nur 10 Minuten lang miteinander plaudern.
Die neue Freundin meines Vaters ist Veganerin.
Die neue Freundin meines Vaters ist Veganerin.
Hast du neulich mit deiner Tante telefoniert? Hast du neulich mit deiner telefoniert?
I'm not sure whether I've seen that word before, but even though I could guess it, I'm still writing it down to try and imprint it on my brain.
Der neue Chef deines Vaters ist Veganer, oder?
Der neue Chef deines Vaters ist Veganer, oder? Okay, a story.
Kunst für die Toilette.
Art for the toilet.
Oscar und Lucy sitzen in einem veganen Restaurant. Oscar wartet nervös auf einen Anruf.
Okay, I'm going to try and translate these before I move on. So, Oscar and Lucy are sitting in a vegan restaurant. Oscar is waiting nervously for a telephone call or a call. I assume that means a telephone call.
Die Anwaltskanzlei ruft gleich an. Sie will vielleicht meine Kunst kaufen.
I have no idea what Anwaltskanzlei. So someone is about to call. They will perhaps buy my art. Die Anwalts. Okay.
Diese spezielle Kanzlei? Ich kenne den Chef. Er kauft immer seltsame Sachen.
These special, is that lawyer firms? I don't know. I know the boss. He always buys. What's the Zachanist things? I don't know what that is. So strange. Okay. So Oscar's art is strange. Okay, so that was the bit that's law firm. So what's... Yeah, that was special. These special law firms? What does that mean?
Lucy, bitte. Diese Kanzlei ist sehr wichtig. Sie hat viel Geld.
Lucy, please. This law firm is very important. It has a lot of money.
Oscars Telefon klingelt. Er nimmt schnell ab.
Oscar's telephone rings. He answers it quickly. Nimmt ab. Okay, so now I'm going to look up on my computer to make sure that abnehmen is... Okay, I'm really confused by that because that's not what... abnehmen is to lose weight according to Google. We'll just ignore that for the moment.
Hallo, Oscar Rodriguez hier, der Künstler. Ja, ich bin der Künstler.
Hello, Oscar Rodriguez here, the artist. Yes, I am the artist.
Oscar versucht professionell zu klingen.
Oscar is trying to sound professional?
Meine Kunst? Oh, sie ist sehr wertvoll. Jedes Stück erzählt eine Geschichte über...
I know I've had wertvoll before, but I can't quite remember what it is. My art, oh, it is very... something. Every piece tells a story about... Wertvoll is valuable.
Oscar, dein Essen wird kalt.
Oscar, your food is getting cold.
Entschuldigung. Ja, ich bin noch da. Die Preise. Nun, das hängt davon ab.
Sorry, yes, I am still here. The price. Well, that depends upon.
Sag ihnen 2000 Euro, nicht weniger.
Tell them 2,000 euros, nothing less.
Lucy. Entschuldigung, meine Assistentin spricht gerade.
Lucy, please be quiet. My assistant is talking gerade. Is that now? Yeah.
Oskar steht auf und geht ein paar Schritte weg.
Oscar stands up and takes a couple of steps.
Ja, meine Kunst passt perfekt in eine Anwaltskanzlei. Sie ist elegant und
Yes, my art would be perfect for a law firm. It is elegant and
Oskar hört zu. Sein Gesicht verändert sich.
soon. I don't know what that means. His face I want to say betrays him, but I don't know. Changes. His expression changes. It just means he listens. Transforms. Verändert sich.
in der Toilette? Sie wollen meine Kunst in der Toilette aufhängen?
In the toilet. You want to hang my art in the toilet?
Das ist doch perfekt. Jeder sieht sie dort.
That's perfect. Everyone will see it there. But that is not the right place for my art.
Aber das ist nicht der richtige Ort für meine Kunst.
Oskar telefoniert weiter. Er sieht unglücklich aus.
Telefoniert weiter. He's looking unhappy, but not quite sure. Okay, he keeps talking on the phone.
Ja, ich verstehe. Sie brauchen Farbe in dem Raum. Ja, ich verkaufe sie Ihnen.
Yes, I understand. You need color in the room. Yes, I will sell it to you. Or them to you, I'm not sure.
Oskar legt auf und setzt sich wieder hin.
Okay, Oscar hangs up and sits down again. Okay, yeah. Oscar is at the end not happy.
Siehst du? Ich habe dir gesagt, der Chef kauft seltsame Sachen für seltsame Orte.
You see, I told you the boss buys. That was strange, wasn't it? Yeah, strange things for strange places.
Aber Sie zahlen 3000 Euro.
But they pay 3,000 euro.
Dann ist deine Kunst jetzt offiziell Toilettenkunst. Aber teure Toilettenkunst.
Then your art is now officially toilet art, but expensive toilet art. Wo möchte die Kanzlei Oskars Kunst aufhängen? Where do they want to hang his art? So I've now taken to writing down these sentences because it's kind of difficult to do it without that, because you have to keep going up and down to get the right vocabulary. So die Kanzlei möchte Oskars Kunst is it just in die Toiletten? In der Toilette. In der Toilette, weil room needs more color. Where's that bit? Okay. Weil sie in den Raum mehr Farbe Okay, I'm bound to have made some mistake here, but we're going to put it in. Okay, let's see what it says. Auf der Toilette. So why was it in up there? This is what I don't like about this. It's replaced in with Alf, but in the story they had in, so why is it now Alf? And they changed that from a capital letter, which I thought was using impersonal, but maybe that doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm going to write that down on my little thing, saying that should be Alf. And there we go.
Wert. Pflanzen. Bestehen. Zu Hause.
Hast du neulich mit deiner Tante telefoniert?
Hast du neulich mit deiner Tante telefoniert?
Wir haben 2 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen.
Wir haben 2 Stunden lang mit ein... Yeah, I was still speaking. And I was almost going to get it.
Der alte Ring meines Onkels ist 50.000 € wert.
Der alte Ring meines Onkels ist 50.000 € wert.
Ich habe gestern mit meinem Bruder telefoniert. Telefoniert.
Das Bild deines Onkels ist 2 Millionen € wert.
Ich habe vorgestern mit deinem Schwager telefoniert. Telefonieren. Telefoniert.
War die Ex-Frau deines Vaters Veganerin?
Haben wir echt 4 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen?
Ihr habt 1,5 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen.
Eineinhalb. I don't think I've seen that before.
Wann hast du mit deinem Cousin telefoniert?
Ist der Stiefbruder deines Vaters auch Veganer?
Ist der Stiefbruder deines Vaters auch Veganer? Okay, I never do these because I don't like them. Sentence structure. The thing I find weird about these is that they often don't actually practice the thing that they say they're going to practice, but we'll see.
Der Preis, den der Hund gewonnen hat, war zu klein für ihn.
Der Preis, den der Hund gewonnen hat, war zu klein für ihn.
Du brauchst das Instrument, das du auf dem Boden findest.
Du brauchst das Instrument, das du auf dem Boden findest.
Wie heißt die Freundin von dir, die so geduldig ist? Freundin von dir. Wie heißt die Freundin von dir, die so geduldig ist? Ist.
I know I've seen geduldig before, but I don't really remember it. So we're writing it down. Can't remember what folder is. So I'm going to look to see what it's masculine. Okay, so it's der Ordner.
Wir backen Kekse für den Hund, den das Pferd gerettet hat. Backen Kekse für den Hund. Wir backen Kekse für den Hund, den das Pferd gerettet hat. Das Pferd gerettet hat.
We're baking biscuits for the dog who something the horse who saved the horse. Is this the intern who is sometimes angry? Ist das der Praktikant, der manchmal verärgert? Okay.
Ich kenne den Piraten nicht, den der Lehrer erwähnt hat.
Who the teacher mentioned. Yes, I've got who it's all about. So I know Don't know the pirate who the teacher spoke about, yeah.
Achtet auf den Affen da, der etwas wirft.
Watch out for the monkey. That Watch out for the monkey there. That's throwing something. Okay. East. It's D. Then or no. Der Hund. No, I don't remember what a toothbrush is. So I'm going to guess it's feminine. Oh, no, it's the U that has that one out. Okay.
Ich kenne den Piraten nicht, den der Lehrer erwähnt hat. Ist der Stiefbruder deines Vaters auch Veganer?
Ist der Stiefbruder deines Vaters auch Veganer?
Die neue Freundin deines Bruders studiert Jura, oder? Bruder, oder.
War die Ex-Frau deines Vaters Veganerin?
Haben wir echt 4 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen?
Ihr habt 1,5 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen.
Yes, because it says hours rather than hour. Okay. Does that mean they want anrufen? Telefoniert. Okay.
Wann hast du mit deinem Cousin telefoniert? Wann hast du mit deinem Cousin telefoniert?
Der Schwiegervater meines Bruders hat Jura studiert.
Schwiegervater.
Der Schwiegervater meines Bruders hat Jura studiert. Der Schwiegervater meines Bruders hat Jura studiert. Der Schwiegervater meines Bruders hat Jura studiert. Der Schwiegervater meines Bruders hat Jura studiert.
So I think I've made a mistake with the spelling of Schwiegervater, but we haven't had that come up in this lesson before. So I was going off Schwieger, brother-in-law. So I'm going to look up on Google what father-in-law. Oh, it was what I thought to start with, i.e. Because that's what it sounded like. So did I write that other one down incorrectly? Der Schwiegervater.
Der Ex-Freund meines Bruders hat Jura studiert. Der Ex-Freund meines Bruders hat Jura studiert.
Ihr habt 1,5 Stunden lang miteinander gesprochen.
You spoke for 1.5 hours with each other. Have I done the same as last time? No, I haven't. Telefoniert. And I don't feel like I've actually learnt much in terms of new vocabulary because it's all about family. So all of these have a story in, and I don't want to do a story in 5 units, which is the equivalent of a normal unit on the regular path. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do the first step to get any new vocabulary here, and then I'm going to jump to the next section.
Ach, wirklich?
Die Freundin meines Sohnes ist sehr nett.
Okay, I think that's the first genitive I've seen that has the ES added. So I'm just going to write that down, which of course I had to look up because it wasn't something that Duolingo told me.
Ach, das tut mir leid.
Ach, das tut mir leid.
Hat gesagt, dass sein Sohn verlobt ist. Verlobt.
Haven't seen that verb before. Or is it a verb?
Die Schwester meines Mannes geht bald in Rente.
Okay, so that's what this section is teaching you. This unit is teaching you. It's teaching you about adding ES for genitive. This is a game I play trying to work out what it's actually teaching me, if anything. So man goes to manus. But we didn't have any of that in the first unit, so why not? We did have a lot of genitive phrases, though, but they weren't actually showing anything new. Anyway, my husband's sister is retiring soon.
Ich wusste nicht, dass dein Sohn verlobt ist. Nicht. Dein Sohn ist.
Der Mann meiner Tochter wurde leider entlassen.
My daughter's husband unfortunately. Okay, so
Entlassen.
So he'd be made redundant, really, here.
Der Onkel meines Mannes hat kein Auto gestohlen.
Der Onkel meines Mannes hat kein Auto gestohlen.
Ach, das ist wunderbar.
Ach, das ist wunderbar.
Ach, das kann nicht sein.
Ach, das kann nicht sein.
Ach, das ist super. Ist super.
Mein Sohn ist eigentlich nicht mehr verlobt.
Ich habe gehört, dass dein Sohn verlobt ist.
Ich habe gehört, dass dein Sohn verlobt ist. So let's try jumping. Now, what I usually find out with jumping is that they're testing you on the vocabulary that you haven't yet learnt, because that's in the next section. But we'll see how we go. And I might need to look something up on the Google.
Der Nachbar meines Sohnes arbeitet im Hallenbad.
That must be an indoor pool in Hallenbad. Let us just check that. As I said, vocabulary that you haven't yet learnt. To surprise, I think that's überraschen. But it's not something I would have come up with independently, so I'm going to write it down.
Wie ist der Name Ihres Babys?
Yeah, because that's adding the ES onto ear.
Hast du jemals ein Auto geleast?
Don't think we've had to lease before, but I'm not sure. The husband, meine Tochter würde leider entlassen.
Die Fenster Ihres Hauses sind neu.
Does it have... Maybe it doesn't have the umlaut because it's actually singular. Maybe it does have the umlaut then.
Die Fenster Ihres Hauses sind neu.
Oh. Okay. So mansion is a villa.
Die Augen seines Babys sind blau. Die Augen seines Babys sind blau.
My husband's mother, die Mutter meines Mannes sieht
Meine Tante hat ein Haus gekauft und ist umgezogen. Meine Tante hat ein Haus gekauft und ist umgezogen.
going to have to guess that word.
Meine Tante hat ein Haus gekauft und ist umgezogen.
Gezogen. I think it's a Z. Okay, I'm going to go to Google. Yeah, it's a Z. Ungezogen is naughty. And is naughty or ill-mannered. Why would that be? That would be a very funny sentence. My aunt bought a house and is naughty or ill-mannered. Umgezogen. Okay, so what's umgezogen? Umzogen. I thought umziehen was... Let's just write umgezogen. And I'm going to question. Move. Okay. My brother's boss, die Chefin meines Bruders, ist Mitglied in einer Band. So Mitglied must be a member.
Meine Cousine hat ein Baby bekommen.
I always hit the wrong keys on this tiny keyboard. I've actually done quite well during this.
Meine Cousine hat ein Baby bekommen. Meine Cousine hat ein Baby bekommen.
Penguin. I think we have had penguin before, but I have no idea whether it's male, female, or whatever. It's probably male, but yeah, there. Why are we talking about penguins? On a thing about families. So, ach. Is it das tut mir leid or just tut mir leid? We will see. Okay. Die Firma. I don't think that would have any yes. Is worth nothing now. don't know what verb it was that we used with that. Is it nichts or nicht? That's probably wrong. Oh my god, it's right. Der Ex-Freund meines Bruders hat Jura studiert. Okay, and I've got through to the next level. So as I said, that was quite a lot of vocabulary that hadn't already been covered. So that will be the vocabulary in this unit, which I'm not going to film because this is by far too long already, this video. As I can see, the timer says 1 hour and 3 minutes, which is quite a long time. I am going to continue on myself though, because I like to do 3 units every day if I can. But that gives you some idea of how I am using Duolingo to learn.